Good morning, Jeanette. Good morning, Ms. Johnson.
Morning.
Ms. Waldecker, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, very good, thank you. Who's in the conference room?
Churchill.
What's your name, sir? What's your name, sir?
John Churchill.
All right. We're just bringing the people in right now. You're all in the right place. We'll be starting here in just a moment. Ms. Johnson? Ms. Johnson?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. You got 2 warrants out for your arrest, a bunch of unpaid tickets, you're upside down, and you're smoking. So please put your cigarette out. You're in a court proceeding, and we've got a lot of issues we need to address. So I'll be with you in a minute, but act like you're in a courtroom. There may be hundreds of people watching the proceeding we're in. So we'll be starting here just momentarily. It's 8:11. We'll be starting here in just 2 or 3 minutes. Let me get Mr. Churchill. I had expected, frankly, a few other people to log in. Haven't done so yet. I hear the birds singing. All right, well, I guess we'll get started. Good morning, everyone. This is Judge Middleton. I'm over here at the courthouse in Centerville. You're all connected remotely. Mr. Churchill's here in the conference room at the courthouse. Also with us on the connection is Jeanette Jackson from the Public Defender's Office. And I will let you all know we're live on YouTube. We're on the Zoom platform and we are recording this. So give me just a moment to get situated here. All right, good morning. You're here for an arraignment. That's the process where the judge tells you what you're charged with and asks you how you wish to plead to the charge. And we'll go through this here in a minute. Let's start with Mr. Churchill. He's here at the courthouse. Mr. Churchill, this is file 20428SM. You're charged on a formal complaint with assault and battery and disturbing the peace. The allegation is that on November 12th of 2019, this is an old case, because you had that other assault and battery and disturbing the peace in 2018. Well, this alleges that way back in November of 2019, you made an assault and battery upon Breanne McRoberts, and you knowingly brandished a firearm in public in the city of Sturgis. Those are misdemeanors. First one's punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. The second one is punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $100. They didn't get around to arresting you until March 24th of 21, and you posted a $500 bond. Mr. Churchill, I'm going to wait for the prosecutor to join us and send you for a pretrial. I'm not sure what took 2 years for this thing to get where it needed to be, but I'm going to leave you right where you are. I'm going to put you in the waiting room and invite Prosecutor Davis to join us, okay? Mr. George is here. Good morning, Tim.
Good morning, Your Honor. How you doing?
Which case are you here on?
I am here for Mr. Reed today.
Oh, I'm sorry. See where we go here. So you're here as the city attorney for Sturgis, so
Yes,
thank
sir.
you. Someday you'll get to go on spring break.
That's right.
All right, well, we've got a couple of cases we're gonna deal with, and just stay with us. First with us is Brittany Latasha K. Johnson. Ms. Johnson has a couple of warrants out for her arrest. She has some significant unpaid fines and costs, and we're gonna see how much of this we can deal with. She has an assault and battery from 2019. She was to pay $350 by September 20th of 2020. I don't think she paid anything, so that one's still outstanding. And then we've got these two new cases, or multiple new cases. Brittany Latasha Johnson is alleged in file 201862 with disturbing the peace. The file is full of her failing to appear and their warrant for her arrest right now because she failed to appear, but she did call and try to get these cases back on track. She was at the homeless shelter for a while, and I'm not sure whether she knew everything. Anyway, that disturbing the peace allegedly occurred in July of 2020.
That was actually supposed to be dropped.
All right. Then you have file 201839, which is 2 counts of assault and battery, which allegedly occurred on August 11th of 2020. And there's a warrant out in that arrest. In that case, apparently there was a great big fight and everybody was punching each other and they saw several people. So let's get your case back on track. You contacted us, which is good. You got a $350 unpaid fine from an earlier assault and battery that was reduced to disturbing the peace. You got a new disturbing the peace on 1 day and 2 count assault and battery. In my opinion, you need some help. There's probably jail in your future. Certainly, if you don't pay the old fine, there may be jail in your future. If so far, I think you've paid, if I add it all up, it comes up to 0. So, thank you for contacting us. I think the safest bet may be to appoint an attorney for you and set this for a pretrial. Do you have any objection to that?
No, Your Honor, but I would like to say, I've just been dealing with a bunch of stuff since last year.
Mm-hmm.
Went through a very big ordeal last year, which made it to where it's kind of hard for me to be able to pay stuff right now because I'm in the process of trying to place and everything else and trying to get my kids back.
Yes, that's very common. People have a lot of things going on and we're here like a big boulder in the stream, but you can't just blow it off because your life was inconvenient. But you got multiple charges here. You failed to appear, you went AWOL for 6 or 8 months, but you came back. So let's figure out, where are you now?
I'm now currently in Kalamazoo, Michigan.
Are you at the Burdick Street address?
Yes.
All right. Does your phone number end in 7588?
No. It is a 269-529-5231.
I'm going to recall the bench warrants.
Okay.
I'll appoint an attorney. Set attorney pretrial for May 14th at 9:30. I want you to start to pay on that old case. Well, you don't have to, I guess. You can just do the jail time. I think it was $350 or 7 days due by last September. And you didn't pay anything, so we'll discuss that when we see you next time, whether you want to just do the jail or try to pay the fine. Then if you get convicted of these new things, there'll be new fines. I can't put you in jail because you're poor, but I can put you in jail if you just make zero effort to pay anything. What caused you to contact us regarding these warrants?
Because I was told that I had a warrant for my arrest because I guess I missed court on March 4th when I was told it was May 4th, which could have been a miscommunication between me and my old lawyer. But I know that I've been busy with my foster care worker and going to court for my kids and stuff. So like I didn't want to end up sitting in jail and mess up my chances of me getting my children back, because in the 2 new assault cases were actually me defending my 2 children. That's why last year I tried to take a plea deal and it didn't work.
All right, well, they're only allegations. You're presumed to be not guilty. You do have a right to present a defense. That 2019 case was an assault and battery. So your attorney was John Bush.
And I never could get a hold of him half the time, so.
Well, he's there all the time. He's got a secretary that's there during all business hours. He's at court a lot, but he's some of our attorneys don't have a secretary. When they're here, they go, but he's easy to get a hold of. I want you to do that prior to the 14th of May. Perhaps they can work out a blanket agreement, and you're gonna have to figure out how to make payments on that 2019 assault and battery case. As I said, you don't have to pay it. We can just do the 7 days in jail. You could probably work in the kitchen and get good time or something, but you don't want to go to jail. You don't want to go to jail, you don't want to pay the fines, and you don't show up.
I'm sorry, you cut in there, Your Honor.
All right, so I want you to show up on the 14th of May, and we will try to see how much we can accomplish. Mr. Bush will represent you on these cases unless you hire an attorney of your own choosing. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
All right, I'll see you on the 14th of May.
All right.
Ms. Waldecker?
Yeah.
You hear me? Good morning.
Good morning.
This is file 21627, Samantha Renee Waldecker. That's you, ma'am?
Yes.
All right, let's get your file up here on the screen. You got a ticket on March 24th for driving with a suspended license in the city of Sturgis. This is a Sturgis case. Driving suspended is a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. Mr. Timothy George is here on behalf of the city. You got an earlier ticket on March 18th for the exact same thing. Ms. Waldecker, could you turn your camera on?
It is on, sir.
I can't see you. There you are. So you got picked up for driving suspended or ticketed on March 18th. You liked it so much that you got another ticket on March 24th. They adjourned the first case to April 29th for a pretrial to see if you paid off your Branch County tickets. And so you've got another pretrial currently set for April 29th. You're not doing yourself any favor by getting 2 tickets in 8 days. That doesn't make the city attorney feel very charitable toward your cause. Have you made any effort to pay off your underlying tickets?
I have the money and I was going up there today to pay him.
Mr. George, she's set for a pretrial for April 29th. How about if we set this case also for April 29th?
That works for me, Your Honor.
Where are you right now?
In Coldwater?
Are you at your house?
Yes.
All right. Well, don't drive anymore. You might want to take some Mr. Clean or something to that door behind you. It's filthy, but I don't know if that's your door or the
I have
apartment
5
door.
kids.
Oh. We'll show your plea not guilty. Set free trial, April 29th. Well, that doesn't make sense. That's a Thursday. Let me take a look at that again. $429 at 8:30. 429 is a Thursday. Mr. George, I'm sorry to drag you in on a Thursday. All right, let's talk about this a little further. Driving suspended is a misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 93 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. It carries 2 points on your driving record and it requires that your license be suspended. If you get 2 of these, you're going to owe 2 fines. You're going to get 4 points. You're going to owe a whole bunch of money. And you're going to owe reinstatement fees. These new driving records are hard to read for old people like me.
And me.
I
couldn't
well,
figure
Jeanette
it
and
out.
I,
I gave up on one this morning. I just
we've been reading these for, Ms. Jackson was with the prosecutor's office for 30 plus years, and we read a lot of driving records, but you've got to pay some reinstatement fees, which may have been removed in the new legislation from April 1st, but you got some unpaid tickets in Branch County. You've been suspended for it's hard to read this. I can't tell.
I know. It's
It's cleared, suspended.
I think everything is cleared except the Branch County stuff.
Well, she had a Hillsdale one, but I think everything is cleared but Branch County. Anyway, the prosecutor's hope was you would go pay the Branch County ticket, you would clear it, and then they would cut you a deal. Well, instead, you got arrested for the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in front of Judge Weigel?
No.
He'll put you in jail for this without a batting an eye over in Coldwater. So my suggestion is you don't do this over there. Anyway, we'll continue this for a pretrial. 1 is county, 1 city. Do you have any questions?
No,
Are you still at the Nash Road address?
yes.
All right, we'll send you that notice. Don't drive anymore till you fix this. It'll just dig
All
the
right.
hole to get out of it, but we'll see. One of these is written under Sturgis ordinance, one is county prosecutor, so they'll have to talk to each other. But don't make it any worse. All right, the next trip will be virtual like this. I'll see you by Zoom. All right, you're good to go.
Thank you.
Well, I need Deborah of Davis for my other case. Tim, this isn't a bad day. I think all your defendants went on vacation too. I have Kayleen Drain. She has $720 of unpaid tickets. She's not here. Let's call her up. We're not doing anything. What's that? Well, Jeanette, our success rate is still about 2%.
She's the one that had the really, really lengthy record. I finally gave up because it was like very convoluted. I don't know why they changed the way those formats. Can't figure them out, even with a.
No, they're hard to read on a computer screen too.
Yeah, makes it harder, right?
Well, once upon a time, I would just fold out the paper one, and that's a long time ago. All right, well, she's not answering her phone because that number doesn't work. Do an order to show cause first. Then we have Bonnie Miller from Burr Oak. It's a Burr Oak ordinance case, and the Burr Oak city attorney rarely appears. Let's call her. No, don't have.
I think it's Ronnie, not Bonnie.
Oh, it's Ronnie Miller, yes. He's not here. Nor to show cause. People are busy today. It's a nice morning.
It is.
They're on spring break. You know, I've made it this far in life without having to wear glasses to drive or to read. But maybe it's just me. The print seems to be getting smaller as the older I get. Corey Vale is, I think we may already have it worn out. Let's take a look. Yeah, he failed to appear in 2 other cases. I'm going to issue a bench warrant. let's try calling him up. Good morning. This is Judge Middleton from Centerville calling from the bench. I'm calling for Corey Vale.
Yeah, he doesn't live here.
He's supposed to be in court this morning, and he, as a general rule, doesn't show up for court. I'm about to issue a bench warrant for his arrest. So if you have contact with him, tell him he needs to come to court, or he's got about 5 tickets outstanding that he doesn't appear for court. So this is the number he gave us. If you see him, tell him I'm about to issue warrants for his arrest. Thank you.
Yep.
Have a nice day. Well, he has a pattern of not appearing and continuing to drive suspended. I don't know who that was. I called and left a message. Do a bench warrant. In 21679ST. See if Debbie's here yet. No. 21680 OT 21342 21343 $200 cash or surety per file. It's $800 or C judge. Tim, that's all I have for you for the city this morning, unless you want to cover Debbie Davis with John Churchill.
No, I think she can handle that, but I'll see in a couple hours on another matter.
Yeah, we have a sentence at 11.
Yes.
Yeah, let me look at that. Yeah, you're on Zickafoos. Okay, thank you. I'll see you at 11. I got 3 at 11, so we shouldn't be in too bad a shape. All right, thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Well, let me bring Mr. Churchill in and tell him I'm still trying to get the prosecutor in here.
That probably has about 4 co-defendants, from what I can tell, possibly. I didn't look them up yet, but,
Oh, Mr. Churchill, I haven't forgotten you. I'm just waiting for the prosecutor to join us. I haven't heard back yet. Put you back in the room. All right, Corey Vale is a no-show. Samantha Waldecker. Brittany Johnson, a lot of people out driving around, and then we have the other 2 people that didn't show up. So we're betting about 182.
Corey Vale didn't have a formal complaint filed either. Do you have to have one for driving suspect second these days or not?
Not after April 1st.
Oh, okay.
But the ticket I saw showed a
It was
first.
from March, I think, but,
I have a couple of 9:30 bench warrant arraignments. Well, I'm gonna also send another email and invite Casey or Debbie on Mr. Churchill. Let's see who authorized it.
No, can't find the affidavit now.
It was authorized in February of 20. It allegedly occurred in November of 19. Authorized February of 20.
Let's see.
2/10 of 20. And he was arrested
Looks like probably the code from the also done on the same day. Now one of these had a jury trial. Let's see. Well, oh, yeah.
There are no co-defendants listed on the complaint.
I know that, but I found the affidavit, and there's probably about 4 people, maybe 3 or 4, I can't tell exactly. I just found the victim in the Churchill case was charged, and she pled to disturbing the peace.
All right, well, he's here, and I do need a prosecutor.
Looks like that. Let's try and find the date on that. That was August of last year. Now, how did that get lost? There's 14 documents, and I can't find them all. Let's see. There we go.
Let me look at that affidavit. I couldn't tell from the face of it that there were, of course, the prosecutor that charged it is no longer even in the office.
I'm not sure. Well, shouldn't discuss the case with you here.
Let's hope we can get a
There's an
prosecutor.
Amanda. I think Amanda was and a Danette. One of the two. I'm not sure. Let's see. I know that one of those two got charged. I just don't know which.
Amanda Heisch, Jordan Himes. Yeah, everybody punched everybody and they took pictures
Yeah,
of
it was kind of a mess. Yeah, I think both Danette and Amanda were charged.
I've heard some other ends of this. Sounds like a big fat disturbing the peace.
Let me look up. I can find it.
Shot him into a well and no echo comes back. I'm not sure what's going on down at the prosecutor's office.
Let's see. Oh, Amanda. Matt.
Here's Casey.
What's Danette's last name here?
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning, Casey. Thank you for joining us. This is John Churchill. He's in our waiting room. It's a kind of an odd case. A bunch of people were fighting with each other, and some co-defendants aren't listed on the complaint as a co-defendant, but they were also charged. Jeanette's here with me. Look, and I believe some of the co-defendants may have pled to disturbing the peace. This was a Lindsay case that I think got authorized before you even were here. But thank you for coming in to help.
You're welcome. Is this 2428 SM?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Okay, Casey, I looked up Churchill's victim, and she pled to disturbing the peace on August, I think it was 26th of 20. She got one day credit. If you, I didn't write down the file number, but if you want to look that up, it's there as to what happened to the victim. I was looking up the other two people, but I haven't gotten that far yet.
All right. Give me a second here.
Let's see if I can.
Looking sharp today, Casey. That's a nice shirt tie combination. I don't know if your girlfriend dressed you today, or
she didn't. Believe it or not, I dress myself. It's sometimes it's a struggle, but I manage. So thank you.
Nobody's noticed, but I've worn the same tie, the same exact tie, for about 45 days in a row. Covered all up with this long dress.
Well, that's the thing. You only see the
I have
knot.
about
So.
500 ties. As an experiment, I just blown my cover. I've been wearing the same tie every day for probably, like I said, 50 days maybe.
All right, Amanda, let's see what happened to hers. It doesn't look like Amanda's been before the court. Well, she had the bond.
Oh, in addition, Mr. Churchill has posted a $500 bond. I'm not sure why they set bonds so high on this. But I've got $500 bond to apply to any fines and costs.
Yeah, I mean, it's everything. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of. There are good notes in my file indicate that this is a kind of a mutual combat situation.
So would you offer disturbing the peace?
I would, given the age of this case, and
Well, let's bring him in.
off the court's docket.
Just so you know, I just looked up Danette Garter, and she also got the same disturbing the peace.
Yep, and I saw that as well.
I assume the last person, Amanda, also got it, but I
Yep,
don't know.
looks like everybody involved here pled to disturbing the peace,
Okay.
so we
Okay.
won't treat Mr. Churchill any differently.
Okay, good.
Good morning, Mr. Churchill. This is Judge Middleton again. Thank you for waiting. Casey Johnson has joined us from the prosecutor's office. They were busy on other obligations this morning. We had to wait for them to join us. He's reviewed the file. You're charged with assault and battery and brandishing a firearm. This was a neighborhood dispute with you and several others. The other people, including the complainant, have all pled to disturbing the peace. Prosecutor Johnson, in order to dismiss these charges, would offer to dismiss these charges for a plea to disturbing the peace. That's an old-fashioned simple misdemeanor. It's punishable by up to 90 days in jail and a fine of up to $500. Normal fine is $100 plus state costs, which would be $225. You've posted $500 of bond, so there's more than enough bond money to pay the fine if you were to plead to disturbing the peace. I would give you the balance of your money, which I guess would be $275 back. The matter would be over and done with. You don't have to plead to disturbing the peace. If you wish, I could appoint an attorney for you. We could have further proceedings. But if you want the matter to be over today, you can simply admit to disturbing the peace. I'll use part of your fine money to pay the fine, your bond money to pay the fine, and the case will be over with. The last time you had to make monthly payments, it took quite a while to get everything paid off. Here, there's more than enough money to pay the fine. How do you plead to the offer to the lesser charge of disturbing the peace?
Yeah, I'll agree to that.
All right, and I've said this 5 million times. In disturbing the peace, it doesn't matter who was right or wrong or who started it. Was there a quarrel, argument, a disturbance in a public place? And that's certainly what this looked like, a neighborhood Donnybrook. Other than the plea agreement from Mr. Johnson, did anyone promise you anything to get you to plead to this?
No,
Or threaten you?
no,
Do you understand that if you plead to this charge, you'll be giving up your right to have a trial in front of a judge or jury?
yes,
Understand?
I understand.
All right, if you had a trial, you'd have the right to be represented by an attorney. If you could not afford an attorney, I would appoint one for you at county expense. If you had a trial, you'd have a right to have any of the witnesses for or against you subpoenaed to come to court so they could be questioned under oath. You would have the right to take the witness stand yourself and testify, but you don't have to because you have a right not to testify. And if you did not wish to testify, the judge or jury could not hold your silence against you, and you have the right to be presumed innocent if and until the state was able to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand all that?
Yes,
I know a little bit about this because I took pleas from some of the other people, but this was way back in November of 19. What, do you remember what this fight was about?
I don't, honestly.
Well, how did you get drawn into it?
Well, I had the stepdaughter wanted us to take her over there to where they were at, so that's how I got involved. And she don't drive, so
So you got over there and this big ruckus started?
yes,
All right. Did you go to jail when you posted that $500 bond, or did you simply post the bond?
I went to an ATM and got the money out. And went
Oh, so you never actually went into jail?
No,
All right. I'm going to order a $100 fine, a $75 crime victims' rights fee, and a $50 state minimum. That's $225. I don't believe you owe us any money. I think you eventually paid that case from 2018 off. So I got $500 of bond. You're going to get the balance of your money back. And just like in the old days, you're actually here at the courthouse. You can walk down to the counter, keep your mask on. They'll give you the balance of your bond money back. This will show as disturbing the peace. It's not an assault charge. It's not a firearm charge. But $225 is the fine. I'll return the balance of your bond money to you. And this matter is over and done with. Did you move from your Nottawa Street address? Were you always at the same address?
we're still on Nottawa, so.
I don't know what took them so long to serve this warrant to a year, but you're here, the matter's done. Go down to the court office, they'll give you the balance of your bond money back. And
May I ask a question?
yes,
I was just wondering, they did take the firearm, they did take the firearms from me. how would I go about getting those back?
Well, let's take a look.
Or are they just gonna keep them?
Well, it's never a good idea to bring a gun to a,
Well, me and my wife were gonna go to the shooting range that day when this came up. That's why.
well, there isn't even anything in the affidavit about a gun.
It's,
Okay.
Your Honor,
Yes?
it's down near the bottom, and there's just one sentence that says that he took it out of the trunk, and there's no more information other than that. I think it was, I don't remember the caliber.
So if I don't get them
Well,
back,
is it-
no big deal, but.
Well, it's not in the affidavit. It may be in the police report.
There
Yeah,
were two affidavits.
Oh,
There was one, it was probably on the amended affidavit.
The report indicates that it was placed into evidence.
what's your position, Mr. Johnson?
Well,
All right, Mr.
I think that, I mean, obviously the situation's concerning, and yes, we'd advise Mr. Churchill to keep his guns put away, but the crime that he pled to, it doesn't, necessitate
Well,
his firearms.
they charged him with
Confiscated.
brandishing. He never pointed the weapon at
Right, he
anybody.
never pointed it, so,
All right, I'll indicate which department is this?
Sturgis.
Sturgis.
I'll indicate firearm may be returned to defendant.
And officers did indicate to him, according to the report, that the firearm could be returned once the case was resolved, so.
When Gene Ali was there, he had a position, no matter what happened, the firearm wasn't returned. And I didn't agree with that position, but I was the county prosecutor, not the city attorney. All right, don't bring a gun to a fist fight. All it ends up is bad all the way around.
I understand.
At any rate, the firearm will be returned. You go get the balance of your bond money and you're free to go.
Okay, and where would I go to get those back? The Sturgis Police Department?
Sturgis Police Department.
Okay, are you gonna let them know I will come and get them?
I wrote it on the judgment.
Okay,
I asked the ladies for a copy of that when you go pay your bond, get your bond money back, and you can take that with you to the Sturgis Police Department.
okay.
All right, thank you.
All right,
All right, thank you, Casey, for helping us. Debbie not here today?
She's out for the rest of the week.
Oh, good for her. Okay, thanks for your help, Casey. No wonder no one came. I sent her an email and she wasn't there to get it, but I appreciate your help taking care of this. Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
You're welcome. I'm here, so if you need me.
All right, good to know. We got a couple bench warrant arraignments at 9:30. Likely that they aren't going to show up, and then some sentences at 11.
Okay.
All right, thank
All
you.
right. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeanette.
Thank you. See you next week, I guess.
Oh, you're not here tomorrow?
Well, I am, but I think it's Judge Patterson's day.
I don't even know.
Yeah, I have the docket ahead, so in fact, I want to get a copy before I leave today.
All right, thank you. Well, I'm going to stop the live feed.
One day.